Right.
This is not my forte. My forte is literally the other thing.
Whatever conversations you were having with June on this, I have nothing to contribute.
Well, you know, I had it set from when I did earlier. That's an easy fix. If that's the only thing that goes wrong, I'm okay.
Right. I'm going to say a name wrong in the intro, just get the mistake out of the way.
Thanks. Yeah, I mean, we've got it set to 45, so it's set. Yep. That's what I thought. So that's the way we had it set up. We're ready to roll. So.
Oh, well, maybe I like the old one when you flip the numbers like this. Oh my god. I love that they do it the regular way.
I'll put it up. Once this graph is finished off, I'll put it on things like that. There will be a crossover graph that will put down the margin.
Get up!
Well, we are on a hot spot.
Right.
I can't get it. I try to use my phone as a hot spot, but all of it is the telestrator can't do that.
Right.
So we are on our hot spot, but everything seems to be tricky. So it's not to stay that way.
No, I'm loving it. Right, it's like we're not seats here.
Well, I might take it on.
Oh, nice.
Okay. All right. Well, tonight, that's primarily my duty. Usually I'm doing play-by-play and other things, but he's better at this sport than I am. So he's got the play-by-play, I've got the color and everything.
A boss thing. We're doing
Yeah, we're doing
cool. Right there.
Take it. No, well,
The Austin Rise have won 2 straight WPSL Lone Star Conference Championships. And under new manager Michael Bates, they are off to a flying start in their bid for a three-peat. 3 straight road wins and 3 straight clean sheets to start the 2026 season. Tonight, the Rise open their home calendar with a visit from SouthStar FC, and it's coming up live. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Austin Rise Soccer. My name is Rob Jaskula, joined by my broadcast colleague David Roy, our VIPE Live team. Happy to be with you here at a steamy Palmer Field in Austin, Texas, the new home of the Rise. If you were expecting House Park like we were, well, as you can tell, this isn't House Park, but David, we're happy to be here.
Yeah, and it's a nice change of venue, if ever there was one. It's not the revamped, brand new House Park with a new press box and everything else that they're setting up right now. They're installing some new turf. So they let us borrow Palmer Field and be out here. Austin FC just showed up across the way at their training facility here this evening, and it sets up for a pretty fun season, I think. We've talked about it a little bit off air coming into this Rise FC squad that has only played really a couple of games so far. Young season, still early, still a lot of matches to go throughout the remainder of the season, but it sets up, it's a pretty nice night to open up here in front of the home fans.
Yeah, we're nicely here and shaded, this beautiful facility. It's got the European-style roof above the seating area of this home ground of Austin FC 2, the reserve side in MLS Next Pro, the 2023 champions of that division. So titles have been won on this turf before, and it is an all-artificial playing surface here. It's a very nice, speedy 4G surface, and no American football lines. We love that.
Yeah, it keeps it authentic, right? And I think that's one of the big things that excites a lot of fans at home, because especially right now you got the dual purpose. Of course, you're not going to see a lot of football lines until the fall either. All those major stadiums for the FIFA World Cup are having their turf ripped up and reinstalled in preparation of the FIFA World Cup. 89 degrees here tonight, partly cloudy but still pretty warm here to open up the season, and a Rise FC squad at home looking to start things off the right way here tonight.
And they really have on those 3 tough road tests, mostly played up in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. A 9-0 goal differential to start the year on the 16th of May. The Rise got off to a good start against the Fort Worth Vaqueras. A Kylie Snell shot from about 25 yards out that was the winner, a 1-0 win there. Gianna Camuso and Emma Torres struck in the 2-0 win at FC Dallas on the 24th. But then last Saturday, the Rise really turned things up at Lone Star FC, a big 6-0 win. And so I was talking to head coach Michael Bates down during warm-ups, and the thing he brought up first was the 0 goals allowed. Any coach is going to tell you that.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you can shut anybody out like that and put up 6 on the other side, it speaks to being impressive at both ends, right? It's one of those things that a lot of your coaches and your managers are going to talk about, which is complete game and a full game, right, on both ends of the pitch. And that's probably the most important element to it, right, is being able to be sound on the back end to support the front end of it and support your attack and vice versa.
And for this SouthStar team coming into today, they've only played 1 game so far in WPSL action. That was a 6-1 loss to FC Dallas. So I am kind of thinking we might see a few fireworks here tonight. A team that's scoring a lot of goals against a team that may be leaking a few goals. I am hoping the Rise give us a good show here in the first home game of the year.
Well, the Rise fans, I think, are hoping for pretty much the same thing, right? They're hoping for some fireworks here tonight. That's going to be the big question, though, and it's the most important element of it. Can you carry what you have done coming in tonight? Can you continue that? Can you sustain that? You're talking about a lot of championships being won on this pitch. Well, that's maybe the most important element of it. Championship caliber squads are able to be consistent and maintain a certain caliber, a certain standard of play. Can Rise continue to do as they have done and make that the gold standard for their season as a whole? We'll find out here tonight.
And that's certainly the goal of the ownership group here, a very involved and caring group of owners here, and they've been talking about moving to the next level and where does the team and the club go from here. And big move into the new WPSL Pro Division next year. The Rise have already signed their letter of intent to compete in that division. So we are going to have a few extra home games on our broadcast schedule this year. Even after the WPSL schedule ends on the 8th of August, FC Dallas will be down here for an exhibition game. So really trying to get these ladies a lot more games this year. And that's really been a focus. And, well, iron sharpens iron.
Yeah, and that's, I think you put it just that way, which is iron sharpens iron, seeking competition, seeking quality competition to both improve and to prove yourself, your standard, right? And we've talked about that ad nauseum here tonight, and we'll continue to talk about that, I'm sure, throughout the course of the broadcast, the standard. And tonight, games like this help to define what that standard is, from the caliber of play to the end result when all 90 minutes are up.
It's a beautiful evening for soccer here in Austin, Texas. It was a hot, steamy day. As you mentioned, 89 degrees. That's 31 and a half for any of our friends tuning in from parts abroad. The shadows are getting longer. The sun's starting to go down. Not much wind to speak of, certainly not enough to affect the play. It's going to be a wonderful night for our match. As the teams are walking out right now, I'll run through the lineups really quickly as well. And we'll start with the lineup for the Rise. And manager Michael Bates going with Liesl Tedemeyer in goal this evening. Well, she and Peyton Urban have gotten WPSL time this season, but it is Tedemeyer getting the nod. The right back this evening is Ryan Jurgovich. Lauren Westwood and Cambry Patrick pair at center back. Left back is Emily Chicas. Defensive midfield pairing is Kara Harris and Tori Luxinger. At her in the cam is Maya Ramirez. And the front three, on right wing is Emma Torres, left wing Gianna Camuso, and up top, Katie Gernsbacher, the veteran. For SouthStar FC this evening, Cecilia Sharoni starts in goal for Bianca Brinson. We have them lined up in a 3-4-3. Back three of Sloan Sullivan, Gracie Pay, and Kylie wear purple from head to toe. And Sharoni for SouthStar wears a red kit with black shorts, black socks. Our officiating crew wearing a nice bright green with black shorts, black socks. Our center referee this evening, Albert Marino. David, I think we even have a few clouds coming in here. The temperature's really coming down nicely. Sunday, so mark your calendars. That'll be a 7 p.m. start against Lone Star FC. And we are joined now in the broadcast position by Emily May here from The Rise, and she's going to be bringing us some halftime festivities here. I believe we're going to have a shot accuracy challenge, accuracy halftime challenge. And we'll be looking forward to that. Looks like the Rise are going to be left to right across your dial in the opening half for those of you who are listening to our broadcast here on the Austin Rise FC channel. Yeah, we welcome in the remainder of our Vipe Live crew here this evening. Harley Hudson on camera, and broadcast director for Vipe Live, Merle Bertrand, also helping us out on camera this evening. And our thanks to Suna Venkat in the studio. It's going to be SouthStar to get us going here this evening. And they will go left to right across your dial. Right to left, excuse me, SouthStar.
Yeah. The odds is high. Yeah, it's still 3.
And the 2026 home schedule for the Rise. The leaders here in the Lone Star Conference, 3-0 on the season, 9 points on the board, 9 goals on the board, none conceded. Final check of the watch. And you'll love to see it. We were ready to play 2 minutes early today. As the clock hits 7 o'clock, we're underway. This is Weddington. And into their back line, Swanson. Playing it back to the goalkeeper, Sharoni. Great crowd on hand here as it's in the midfield, and Gracie Pay heading it forward for SouthStar into midfield. Battling for it for the Rise is Jurgovic, and right in front of our broadcast position, Pay sees it go out into touch, and Jurgovic with a great long throw looking forward for Ramirez, and Ramirez is stood up at the top of the box by Weddington, but Sullivan plays it back to the keeper, Sharoni. But her boot out is into touch. It's going to be an attacking throw for the Rise. We're going to look to get on the front foot here early with that great goal difference, and playing in front of their home support for the first time this season. As Gernsbacher wins another throw, this one just about 25 yards up from the end line. Jurgovic is going to launch it into the box, but the only one there is Sullivan for SouthStar. But they're unable to clear through midfield. Jurgovic got onto it, tried to play it into the middle, but Sam Cortez was there. But tracking back was Torres for the Rise to Harris. Now Gernsbacher. She loses out to Madison Brinkley. It's SouthStar looking to spread the ball up the left wing. Cutting out the pass nicely was Cambry Patrick for the Rise. We've played a minute and a half here in Austin, and still waiting for our first shot attempt of the home schedule from either team here this evening. It's Weddington in midfield. Looks like she's going to be playing the traditional number 6 role as she sprays it with the outside of the boot towards the far side of the field, but the pass was a little too heavy there for Claire Jacobson. That's another throw to the Rise. You haven't looked too troubled at the back yet, but really haven't gotten too much going here in the opening 2 minutes going forward. This two teams settling in, and here's our first foul of the game, and it's one on the far side by the Rise. So a few throws and now one foul. Emily Chicas will take the free kick, and she boots it long and high in the air. Sullivan wins the battle for it in the air, but that's only gone as far as Torres. Torres for Chicas overlapping. She tries to play it towards Gernsbacher. She did well to get it to Ramirez. Ramirez tries a long shot, but Sullivan was there to block. But the Rise stay on top of it. And play it out to the right side, Patrick. She'll step up and play a through ball looking for Ramirez, but that pass just a little too heavy for her, and that's out for a goal kick to SouthStar, with a positive start here from the Rise.
Well, they're keeping it on the front end, and like you said, it keeps a lot of pressure back on your defensive side. It keeps a lot of pressure certainly off your goalkeeper as well. Gonna have to keep up that intensity, though, and see if they can continue to put pressure on the SouthStar FC squad.
Pay plays it forward up the left wing, but again cut out by Patrick. And it'll be a throw to the visitors, SouthStar FC. Again, they've lost their only WPSL match of the season. The Rise, the only team in the Lone Star Conference to have played 3 times, but they're also the only team unbeaten in the Lone Star Conference so far. One in midfield by Gernsbacher. That's good defensive work from the center forward with her back to goal. Ended up going all the way back to Tedemeyer. And Westwood plays it for Patrick. Now Jurgovic. Up the line looking for Camuso. She couldn't handle the pass, but it does bounce free to Gernsbacher. And she lays it out for Camuso, right wing. She's going to put it in first time towards the top of the box. Cut out by Swanson, but only as far as the right wing. And Camuso playing it for Gernsbacher. But Gernsbacher was tackled by Shanti Weddington. And SouthStar again trying to come out from their own half. But they're not going to get very far as Ryan Jurgovic puts a foot in again, the St. Edwards alum. One of the veterans of this Rise team. As Swanson throws it into midfield. Some appeals for handball. But it's back to Westwood, the native of Farnborough, England. Carrying up into the center circle. She tried to play a long pass, but that was cut out by Sullivan. Sullivan tackled well in midfield. That was nicely done by Torres. And now it's back for Patrick as the Rise reset to the far side. Chicas. We've played 5 minutes here at Palmer Field, scoreless in the Austin Rise home opener. Westwood. Stepping up towards midfield, Jurgovic near side, right in front of our broadcast position. That's out for a throw to SouthStar. It'll be Gracie Pade to take it for the visitors, who are right to left and wearing white with black shorts, black socks. Rise in blue, light blue jerseys, dark blue shorts, white socks. Patrick played it through midfield. That was a nice touch by Ramirez, and it's ahead for Gernsbacher. Gernsbacher tries to play it in front, but it's cut out at the penalty spot by Swanson, only as far as Camuso. Camuso outside of the box. She cuts in, plays it with the left across the top of the 18. No one home there for the Rise. And to the far side, it's Claire Jacobson clearing into midfield. But I think this is out for a throw to the Rise. It is. Taken by Chicas. Ramirez with some nice work with her back to goal. Bouncing towards Gernsbacher, but that's cut out by Sullivan. Sullivan plays it ahead for Bailey Kate. Now to the left wing side, carrying forward is Sullivan. And her centering pass was cut out by the Rise. And again, the Rise take over in midfield, doing a really nice job not letting SouthStar get into the final third at all here in the early going. Harris playing it through, looking for Ramirez. Cut out, but only as far as Camuso. Camuso on right wing. She'll put it in with the right foot this time. Nobody at the penalty spot, but it goes towards the far post. Torres was there. She was beaten to it, though, by Sam Cortez, but Cortez could only put it out for a corner. That's the Rise's first corner of the night. It'll be taken by Torres on the far side. Bodies in the box, looking to crowd Sharoni by the look of it. 3 Rise at the near post. 3 more lined up about 16 yards out. Here comes the corner. It's in low at the near post. Back heeled towards goal. That's cleared off the line by Sullivan. And to the top of the box, it rolls to Carr. Carr gets around the tackle of Chicas, and now they're looking to hit on the break. Playing it long for Kate. Bailey Kate can't get there first. That was cut out well by Westwood. She played it all the way back to Tedemeyer, and the Rise will clear. So a good job defending the counter by the Rise. And a neat corner routine that nearly paid off. It was Sullivan clearing it off the line. Here's Gabrielle Williams trying to cut to the top of the box. Foot was put in there by Westwood. And the Rise clear into midfield only as far as Weddington. She leaves it for Sullivan. This is the most set up in the Rise half that SouthStar have been in the opening 8 minutes here. Foul on the far side. Looks like Torres got just a little too much there of Claire Jacobson. It'll be an attacking free kick for SouthStar. And it looks like they're going to load bodies at the top of the box and try to put one into the penalty area. It'll be Weddington to take it. With 8.5 minutes gone by. Two in the wall for the Rise. as Weddington lobs it towards the penalty spot. It's headed forward, but wide. But a shot fired there. And it was Bailey Kate. Well, the Rise defending well here, David, but they've not had a whole lot to do so far, but that was really the most they've had to do. It's all the way back to Cecilia Sharoni in goal for SouthStar. We played 9.5 minutes and scoreless here at Palmer Field. As Sullivan cleared it long up the right wing. It's cut out there, though, by Emily Chicas. She's just going to put it out for a throw. First real attacking throw that SouthStar have had this evening. It'll be Jacobson to take it towards the top of the box. Now Sullivan playing it long, but no one in the box for SouthStar. And on one hop, they'll test the gloves of Liesl Tedemeyer. And she'll roll it out far side for Westwood. Oh, you are the czar of the telestrator. I'm loving that. Throw for SouthStar right in front of our broadcast position. It's Gracie Pays to take it for the visitors, who are starting to find their footing in the last 3 or 4 minutes of this match. It's taken away by Camuso, but the Rise can't make much of it. And Brinkley for Sullivan. She'll carry towards the center circle before turning 180 degrees and playing it back to the keeper, Sharoni, who's about 25 yards out from her goal. Well, looks comfortable with the ball at her feet. Trying to push the Rise defensive line back. That's Sullivan. Gernsbacher, the lone presser for the Rise. And Sullivan playing it forward and headed back where it came from by Patrick. And the Rise, Emily Chicas on the far side, plays it back to Westwood. We've played 11.5 minutes here at Palmer Field. And the Rise settling down in their own defensive end as Patrick plays it forward. Got to Ramirez at midfield. Ramirez turns, now looking for a passing option to the right wing, Jurgovic. She's doing a really nice job joining the attack, Ryan Jurgovic. For Harris. Harris with a left-footed through ball. Ooh, she might have had Ramirez. Sullivan got a foot in there. There was a slip on the far side from Jacobson, but she did recover and played it back to Swanson. And SouthStar will clear into midfield, Williams. Williams trying to play it around Jurgovic, but that's covered well by Patrick. And she'll go all the way back again to Liesl Tedemeyer. For Patrick. Long shadows here this evening. Not expecting sunset till near full time, though, as Jurgovic plays a good ball up the line for Gernsbacher. Gernsbacher centers. Long shot coming in, and the Rise lead 1-0. What a cross from Gernsbacher. And it was Emma Torres on the end of it from 17 yards out, rifling it low past Cecilia Sharoni. We've played just under 13 minutes, and the Rise's first shot on goal beats Sharoni. And that was really just a great low cross and a nice tidy shot, professionally done by Torres. She had 2 goals last week. Right wing Jacobson, she loses her composure, lost it straight out of bounds in the touch.
Well, we talked about all the focus had been on this right side for a while. Then as soon as we said it, it switched. They come back towards the bottom of your screen and work that way to be able to get down, get that shot on goal, and be able to put up 1-0 for Rise FC.
And there was a couple of veterans that did it. Jurgovich played the ball down the line for Gernsbacher, and it was Gernsbacher with the composure to play it in to Torres, the Texas Tech Red Raider out of Cedar Ridge High School here in the Austin area, making it 1-0, giving these home fans something to cheer about. What a great atmosphere here at Palmer Field.
There were bubbles. Bubbles are the theme of the night, apparently. That, you know, with every score and everything, you'll see a throw of bubbles here.
Pays ahead to Williams. It's out for a throw to SouthStar, who really are not finding a lot of joy up this left wing. We've played 14 and a half minutes here at Palmer Field, and Emma Torres' 13th minute strike from the top of the box is the difference so far. Torres had 2 goals last week, so that makes it 3 on the year for her. In midfield, Torres spraying it with her left towards the circle. Jacobson intercepts for SouthStar. And the ball being pinged around. It's Pays heading it forward. That should go out for a Rise throw. We played 15 minutes here in the home opener for the Austin Rise, and they lead by a goal to 0. Torres, bit heavy on her first touch. Lost it to Weddington. Shanti Weddington playing it forward for Brinkley. Now Cortez turning it over. And it'll be Torres for the Rise. Ahead for Maya Ramirez, turning back and playing it back for Cambry Patrick. She'll ping it across her defensive partner, Lauren Westwood. Back 4 looking very strong for the Rise here in the early going. Building out from the back. Ramirez, Torres, nifty 1-2. Here comes Ramirez with a spin move 25 yards out. To her right, Jurgovich puts it in first time towards Gernsbacher, but out to collect is Cerrone. She had to be quick off her line there, and she was. But the Rise looking threatening, wanting to add to this lead. And now that they have a bit of momentum, they got the crowd behind them now.
Well, and the most important part of it is you have the lead, right? So now you don't have to necessarily worry as much defensively. It changes your mindset. Even with that 1 goal, now you kind of feel like you can really start to push. You can start to be the aggressor instead of feeling like you kind of have to protect because you're at a stalemate. With that stalemate broken, now the gloves come off, so to speak. Now you start to open things up and really try to press the advantage and build up a more sizable cushion.
And on a hot, humid day like this, getting that first goal as well, you're not chasing a deficit. I think that's very important as well. It's a throw on the far side for the Rise, who lead by a goal to 0. 17 minutes gone here at Palmer Field. In the home opener, and glad you're with us, spending part of your Saturday night with us and our Fight Live crew. Happy to be with you for Austin Rise Soccer. It's Weddington with a lazy pass in midfield, taken over by Torres. Torres going to try a long shot. Oh, and that just blazed over the crossbar. Emma Torres is really feeling it here this evening. She almost made it 2, and I think she's going to be shooting any time she gets even an inkling of an opportunity to. Goals breed confidence, and that was a confident strike from Emma Torres. Jacobson. In the midfield, Brinkley. Brinkley trying to turn and get ahead of steam. Plays it up the wing, but cut out by Chicas. It'll just be a SouthStar throw. SouthStar really seemed to be trying to play up the wings, and, well, they're not getting a whole lot done that way. It's Weddington, the number 6, playing the number 6. Back for Sullivan. Now Swanson. SouthStar not pressing too hard. Katie Gernsbacher up top alone tonight for the Rise, and one of the more veteran players on this Rise FC team. As Pays has her pass cut out by Cambry Patrick, and Patrick's going to step up into midfield. To her left, this is Camuso. Camuso's going to try a left-footed shot, and that goes wide. Didn't test Cerrone, but the Rise showing Well, a lot of desire to shoot from outside of the box. I like that.
Well, and not just that. I mean, when you have that confidence, right? And part of it is, to the point earlier, you have a goal already. You can kind of take advantage and take some of those shot opportunities. But the other part of it is, too, on a night like this, that hot, it's almost like a willingness to avoid crowding the box, getting down around those bodies because of how hot it is, and a shift in, let's get out, get some space, and really force this goalkeeper to have to work a little bit more from distance.
I think you hit the nail on the head right there. Make her work. I like that. It's a throw on the far side to SouthStar. Bailey Kate playing with her back to goal there, doing well. And here is Bailey Kate turning and looking for a shooting lane from the top of the box. Tries it with her left. A diving stop made by Tedemeyer. Oh, well, she didn't touch it. She just let it go by her.
Well, she laid out for it. That's the important part.
It was for the cameras. It was for the cameras. It's a goal kick. With just under 20 minutes gone, the Rise leading by a goal to nil. The 13th minute, Emma Torres strike the difference. I like this veteran move here from Tedemeyer, adjusting the shin pads, making sure the gloves are Velcroed correctly. Buying a few seconds here, no rush. And a couple of substitutions being made, it looks like, for SouthStar, as Lexi Gonzalez is in. And Alasia Welch is coming in to play right wing. Welch is their only goal scorer of the year. They have only played one game. That 6-1 loss to FC Dallas last week.
Way to go, Tetmeyer!
Tetmeyer rolls it out for Westwood. And tracking back well in midfield was Cortez for SouthStar. Right wing Gonzalez with her first touch. I was looking for Jacobson. It's just out for another throw to SouthStar with 21 minutes gone. But forward towards the edge of the box, headed out by Chicas. And SouthStar looking to reset in midfield with their center back, Sloan Sullivan. But the pass up right wing was too far for Gonzalez, and it's a throw to the Rise. Headed forward. Gernsbacher with her back to goal. Again, doing good work up ahead to Torres. Her first touch was a little too heavy. She goes under the tackle of Gonzalez, but good strength from Torres as she shrugs it off, and now she's run over by Gonzalez in midfield. It'll be a free kick to the Rise, and a talking to from our referee, Albert Marino. Didn't want to get the cards out just yet, as Gonzalez had just come on the pitch, but definitely a warning there, no more, as Jurgovic plays it up the line. For Torres. Torres again shrugs off the tackle of Gonzalez. Gernsbacher tried the 1-2 pass, but that was intercepted by SouthStar. Up the line, Williams. For Kate. Now turning and looking to drive forward is Brinkley. Plays it up the right wing for Jacobson. Jacobson with a long run. Westwood's going to beat her to it, and it's going to get past both of them anyway, and out into touch for a Rise throw. With 22 and a half minutes gone, and David, I think the Rise have really, they've had the better of the action.
Well, certainly if you were to go in, of course, it's not something we're necessarily tracking, but certainly you would argue Rise has been really in control, right? With possession more, it's certainly been in the SouthStar FC end of the pitch a lot more than it's been on the Rise side of things. That, and it speaks to kind of what we've been talking about. The standard that you're setting, which is we want to attack. This is a team of ladies who want to be on the offensive. They want to attack. They want to keep you on your heels rather than moving forward. And here's another example of it.
Cut out nicely there by Sullivan. Again, she's had a lot of work to do, and it's Gabrielle Williams on the counter for SouthStar. Looking to play a cross in, but Jurgovic stepping into the passing lane again, and Ryan Jurgovic doing a nice job tracking back there. But like you said, David, the Rise were really playing it on the ground through the middle there, and you like to see that confident football out of the Rise. Here's Cambry Patrick. for Gernsbacher, directing traffic with her back to goal for Harris. Harris on her left. And all the way back to Sharoni for SouthStar. .24 minutes gone, and the Rise leading by a goal to nil. Just saw Bridget McElderry has entered the game for the Rise. Playing in midfield, and SouthStar have won an attacking free kick. This is their second opportunity from the right side of the pitch that they'll have a chance to put one into the box. 24-24 on the clock, so we've played just over the first half of the first half, and the Rise leading by a goal to nil. It'll be Cortez to put it in for SouthStar, who are again lining up bodies at the top of the 18. 2 in the wall for the Rise. That's a long shot. Oh, what a goal! A phenomenal strike from Sam Cortez. That's a goal in any league. And we're level at a goal apiece after 25 minutes here in Austin. Cortez could not have hit that any sweeter. A powerful right-footed strike beating Liesl Tetmeyer at the near post. That was an absolute rocket. Rise preparing a substitution following that equalizer as Ramirez heads to the bench. And we're back underway. That's Wakana Osei, the midfielder from Fujimi, Japan, and the University of the Cumberlands, who has entered the game for the Rise. In midfield, Gernsbacher wins a throw for the Rise. Well, I think, David, are going to just want to keep their foot on the gas here. Shrug that one off. And keep on the front foot as Jurgovic with the long throw towards Gernsbacher. Right out by Weddington. And Williams now. No one home for her pass. It's Torres with some nifty footwork. Gernsbacher, another first touch pass. She's really liking those this evening. It's Torres looking to spray it down the wing, but that was too close to Swanson. Now Weddington. She tries a long pass that gets through everybody, but Westwood back for the Rise. It's a 1-1 game. The Rise led off the Torres strike 13 minutes in, but Sam Cortez has equalized. That's the first goal that the Rise have conceded all season. Gernsbacher again directing traffic for Harris. She plays it up the right wing. It's Torres. Torres is ahead of Gonzalez. She plays it forward looking for McElderry, but it was cut out by SouthStar's Sloan Sullivan. But it is another corner for the Rise. We've played 27 minutes, and this is their second corner of the first half. And it feels like the next goal is a big one in this contest.
Certainly when you talk about it in terms of being early in the onset, right, that, you know, we said that there was going to be a lot of fireworks and that was going to be our hope. It's been a lot early, and, you know, when you talk about being in these early stages, you're setting the pace here for a big second half of play.
Williams cut out Torres' corner at the near post. It'll be another corner for the Rise. With 28 minutes gone here in the first half. And the score level at a goal apiece. 2 at the near post for the Rise. Osei is at the 6-yard box, middle of the goal. This time the corner to the back post, and that's over everybody's heads. And we'll go out into touch on the far side. So a few different routines shown there by the Rise, but nothing comes of it. They've had all 3 corners of this match. As McElderry intercepted the throw-in, but just put it out for a goal kick. Oh, there's a lovely cool breeze here on this June evening, and I know we are all loving that here in our broadcast position here at lovely Palmer Field. Summertime in Texas, we knew what we were going to get. Sharoni for Sullivan. SouthStar content to build from the back. Right wing Welch. And she got it to Kate. Kate looking to get towards Williams, but that was too heavy. And collected by Tetmeyer. Who directs a bit of traffic before putting it down and just playing it to Westwood to her left. Westwood for Patrick. Around the press of Kate. Westwood plays it up the far wing. Oh, and that's a great ball. It's Chicas joining the rush with it. Plays it to the top of the box, Gernsbacher. She turns. Plays it to the near side looking for Torres, but that was intercepted by Cortez, the goal scorer for SouthStar, out for a rise throw on the far side. We've played a half hour here at Palmer Field, and it's a goal apiece. Emma Torres after 13 minutes, and Sam Cortez striking for SouthStar after 25 minutes. A couple of great goals, a couple of really nice strikes. Chicas will take the throw for the rise. Looking for McElderry. McElderry sandwiched by a couple of SouthStar defenders, does well to win another throw. Picks up 15 yards for her team. Chicas in for Gernsbacher, but her header was too heavy for McElderry. And cleared into midfield only as far as Harris for the rise. Looking for Osei, but a slide tackle from Cortez intercepts. Here's Jacobson, who has moved to the left wing with Welch in the game. Now Cortez. Up the right wing, it's Williams in midfield. She tries to split two rise defenders and wins a free kick. So a tactical change from Bianca Brinson. She switched her wingers. Claire Jacobson playing on the left now, and Gabrielle Williams on the right. I actually think that's a pretty astute tactical change, as there wasn't a whole lot going on up the wings, but now it's Welch. She tries to cross towards the top of the box, looking for Kate. Intercepted nicely there by Harris for the rise. Ahead for Osei. Osei has Weddington on her, but plays it for Torres. Torres tries a long pass for McElderry, but in this heat, that's going to be too much for Bridget McElderry. Kept in, though, by Sharoni, and McElderry will press. Up the right wing for Welch. Alicia Welch carrying across midfield. Osei is going to have to track over. And she does well enough to put her off the pass, intercepted by Chicas. And into midfield, Gernsbacher playing it forward. Looking for the run of Chicas joining the play. She's the only one there on left wing. Carrying into the box, looking to center. As Osei at the top of the box. But good defending from Sloane Sullivan. It's a corner, though, for the rise. This will be their fourth corner of the first half. We've played 32 minutes. 1-1. Torres will have now taken two from the far corner, two from the near corner. Shots on goal at 2 apiece. As Torres pumps it into the box at the near post, but a little too much curve on that one. A little too much left hook, and, well, my golf game's familiar with that shot, the low left hook. It's a goal kick for SouthStar.
Just sliced it. Like you said, on the golf course, you just get it to pull and can't find the green with that one.
Nope, can't. I know all too well that feeling. Here's Gabrielle Williams shrugging off the challenge of Chicas. Ahead for Kate. She tried to dummy into the box, but that just rolled through to Tetmeyer. Comfortable playing with her feet, Harris. For Gernsbacher. And she left it for Jurgovich near side. Ryan Jurgovich stretching her legs, galloping up the right wing. Tries to put in a cross, but that's going to be too close to Sharoni, who collects with the breadbasket 6 yards out. Good goalkeeping by Cecilia Sharoni there. And she'll have an opportunity to roll it out to Sullivan. Sullivan's been their busiest defender. On the right side of Welch. She tries to play it long, cut out by Westwood. Ahead for McElderry. Now Osei in the attacking midfield. Plays it with her left, McElderry up left wing. McElderry looking to get a cross in, has Sullivan on her. Sullivan puts in the slide tackle. It'll be a throw to the Rise. With 11 minutes to go in the first half, and this game tied at 1 apiece. And a couple of substitutions for the Rise. Tori Luxinger is going to leave, as is Katie Gernsbacher. It's Maeve Connerty joining the fray for the Rise. That looked like Sarah Asbeck as well. Sliding into midfield, that is Asbeck. A former All-American at John Brown University. But now it's Kate carrying into the box for SouthStar on right wing. She's turned away from the byline by Westwood. Tried to play it for Williams. That was cut out nicely, though, by Chicas. It is an attacking throw, though, for SouthStar. And Alasia Welch to take it for the visitors, who fell behind by a goal but equalized 12 minutes later, and it was from a set piece. A rocket of a shot from Cortez as the throw goes out over the over the end line rather, for a goal kick to the Rise. 36 minutes gone exactly. That's another goal kick for Liesl Tatmeyer. Looks like 2 more substitutions for SouthStar. They've only brought 3 substitutes today. Down to Austin.
With this heat, you got to think that they're all going to be pretty busy and filling in as heavily as they can just to keep those legs as fresh as possible for the second half.
That's intercepted in midfield by Cortez, but she slipped. I do see that one of the substitutes is Gracie Pay, who started at left center back, and now she's going up top for SouthStar for the last 10 minutes of this first half. This is Patrick. Running into the challenge of Williams, but shrugs it off. Good job by Patrick, good strength. Looking for Maeve Connerty, but she couldn't handle the pass. And now it's Weddington in midfield for SouthStar. Up the left wing, Williams, who has returned to the left wing. And that's how it went for her in the first 20 minutes. Ryan Jurgovich, a crunching tackle for Torres. Torres trying to cut to the top of the box. Cut out by Weddington, but now it falls back for Torres. Torres got around Emily Sounder, tried the long shot, but that one is well over the goal. And it'll be a goal kick for Sharoni. Both keepers content to play it short and play out from the back, very modern. Here's Swanson. Back for Sharoni. Up the far side, Alasia Welch. Under the tackle from McElderry. Ooh, I thought McElderry might have won a throw there for the Rise, but it is SouthStar ball. We've played 38 minutes, so 7 to go until halftime. And they were talking about the heat. I do have to say the pace has slowed here in the last 10 minutes or so.
Well, and understandably so, right? Early on, it felt like it was breakneck speed at either end. And like you said, the heat, the substitutions, everybody really starting to slow down. We talked about maybe there being a water break or some refreshment at the 22-minute mark. Well, that didn't happen, so it's all out here, and we'll see how much either side can really push the pace. This is where the conditioning, this is where all the work off the pitch really starts to come into effect. Who has done more conditioning work? Who has the better legs, the better stamina this late in the first half?
I do think the long bench is going to pay off for the Rise in the second half of this matchup.
Yeah, for that very reason, fresh legs, being able to interchange, and the way that they've done that can make a huge difference down the line.
6 minutes to play until halftime. It's Tetmeyer for Westwood. In the midfield, Harris. Ahead for Wakana Osei. She does a nice job with her back to goal. Now Jurgovic on this near side, cutting inside on Williams for Osei. Back for Harris. Good stuff this from the Rise. It's Torres. But Sullivan stepping up, but it falls again to Torres. Here's Torres trying to get it onto her left. She gets a shot away, and that's just over the goal. And she slipped just a touch. Good defending from Sullivan to get her a little off balance before that shot. Torres couldn't really get over the top of that one. And indeed, it popped up over the bar. But Emma Torres is looking threatening once again, and the wind really picking up here. It's going from right to left. I said it wasn't going to be a factor. Seems like it might be a little bit of one. And the Rise will have the advantage of the wind in the second half. Here's Harris in midfield for Maeve Connerty. Now Jurgovic looking back for Connerty, but that was just out of her reach. Cut out by Gonzalez, but her pass was errant for Torres. Osei with the back heel. It's McElderry with the shot, but that was right at Sharoni. But good stuff again from the Rise. Nice one-touch play off the reckless passing from SouthStar. 4 minutes left in the first half, plus any added time from our referee, Albert Martino. Right wing Jacobson trying to play it forward for Gracie Pays, but that was put into touch by Chicas. 1-1 is the score here at Palmer Field. The Rise struck first. Emma Torres after 13 minutes, and the 25th minute free kick from Sam Cortez. I think McElderry just probably had the best look we've seen since, as she tested Cecilia Sharoni. Now here's Osei looking to run 2v2 if the Rise hurry. Osei into the box on her left, trying to get around Swanson. She crosses, but that hits the side of the net and is out for a goal kick. That was nice work from Wakana Osei, though, against Kylie Swanson, who's much bigger than she is.
Well, and it's a second time here in the last 2 minutes that Osei has been able to really drive an attack on that side, and you know, it hasn't paid off yet, right, in terms of being able to put one through, but certainly it is having an impact defensively, really starting to wear down Swanson on that end.
Alexis Lawrence enters for the Rise, as Emma Torres will get an extended halftime break. Here's Cambry Patrick in the midfield for Harris. Kara Harris through traffic to McElderry. Good strength from her. The right side, it's Jurgovic. The right back for Osei. She's 25 yards out. Puts in a nifty cross towards the spot, but Shanti Weddington cuts that one out. Good intelligence from her. I've been really impressed with her play at the number 6 for SouthStar. I think she's been one of their most effective players. It's out for a throw to the Rise on the far side. We have 2 minutes to go of first half normal time. Westwood for Harris in midfield. Now Osei, who's really come into this game nicely the last 5 minutes or so. And it had to be a heads-up play from Sullivan to play it back to Sharoni, as Lawrence was trying to get on top of that one. And again, SouthStar can only play it long to the Rise back 4. Patrick for Jurgovic. Jurgovic had tied up in her feet, though. And it's Williams for the overlapping run of Cortez. The goal scorer for SouthStar settles, puts across from her right towards the top of the box. That was cut out by the Rise. headed forward by Connerty. It's Osei towards McElderry. Stepping up was Swanson. It's a rise throw with 43-43 on the clock and a 1-1 score here at Palmer Field. And shadows now covering the entire pitch as the sunset starting. As Osei with a nice back heel, looking to get it to Asbeck. But it is SouthStar who have it. Williams tried to play it to Pay. That's intercepted by the Rise, and Osei for Harris. Kara Harris, good patience, and she finds McElderry. McElderry cuts to her left, puts it on her left, looking for the run of Lawrence. Lawrence has two defenders to split. She nearly did it, but nice defending from Sloan Sullivan, and then Sullivan with a really good basketball box out. I know my dad's going to enjoy talking about that one as it rolled into Sharoni. Half a minute to play in the first half plus added time. Out for a Rise throw near midfield. Emily Chicas went down under a hard challenge. Looks like she's okay. So we'll have to walk that one off. Rise with 7 outfield subs, plus Peyton Urban, available to go in goals as needed. Out for a throw to SouthStar as we're now in added time in the first half. Welch for Sullivan. Al Weddington. All the way back to Sharoni. I have to say, SouthStar haven't had a whole lot of attacking ideas. And it was really a whirly of a free kick that has them equal in this game, but they have defended well since the Torres goal. Here's Pay for Weddington. Now Sullivan for Swanson. McElderry pressing for the Rise. Swanson on her left, plays it for Cortez. Up the wing she has Gonzalez, but Jurgovic puts in a hard tackle. It's going to be a free kick won by Cortez. She's a bit shaken up by it. Wasn't a whole lot in that, I don't think. I think Jurgovic just misread the touch a little bit, but she may go into the book. Oh, she does. That feels a little harsh. I know we're not neutral here, but that still feels a little harsh. That was right in front of our broadcast position. A bit clumsy. That's the first bit of paperwork that Albert Marino's had to do today. And attacking free kick for Shanti Weddington. Deep in first half added time. Looking to play it towards the spot, but that curls in to Liesl Tetmeyer, who collects on one hop as the whistle goes for halftime here at Palmer Field. Well, shots are 3-3 officially as we go to halftime. It was the Emma Torres 13th minute strike to put the Rise up by a goal to nil. But the phenomenal free kick from Sam Cortez on 25 minutes has SouthStar FC equal with the Austin Rise after 45 minutes. And I do think it's fair to say that the Rise did have the better of the chances in that first half. But what really matters is how much you make of them, and well, each team with a goal on the board.
Well, and that's, you mentioned it, and I think that's probably the biggest thing is being able to close it. And when you can't quite close, you run into those kinds of situations. Now, to that point, Jose did a really good job, I think, kind of in those last few minutes. Really attacking, coming off the edge, getting some shots in. They just couldn't quite punch it in the rest of the way, right? But you get a couple shots on goal, and what that does, it starts to really put that pressure on the defensive side, and that's probably the most important element of it in a couple of different facets. One, your defensive backfield now should feel pretty fresh going into the second half. Not a lot of action for them. Tetmeyer should feel really good in her end. Wasn't overly busy, not quite like we were on the SouthStar side of the pitch. So you have that element to it. You add on the heat. You add on that South.
Folks, we appreciate your patience. First home game for the team, first home game for us here broadcasting as we sort through a few technical issues, but we should have you back with us. It's halftime here at Palmer Field. Emma Torres on 13 minutes. And the reply from Sam Cortez.
Three more contestants down there, fans. We got 3 more contestants
for SouthStar. And here at Palmer Field this evening, we're going to have an accuracy halftime challenge run by Rise sideline reporter Emily May. Well, hopefully we'll get to that.
Well, and she seems to be having connecting issues of her own down there.
Well, anything can happen when you're covering live sports, and it usually does.
So, well, they'll have an event that they're going to set up for from the looks of it. I don't know if she's even patched in here to the crowd, but
yeah, we do appreciate your patience. Next home game for the Austin Rise is going to be next Sunday, 7 p.m. as Lone Star SC come for a visit in WPA. Really enjoying it. I've really loved the atmosphere here. The drums, the bubbles, the cheering. It's been a wonderful experience here so far.
yeah, I wasn't prepared for them to have the band out here and everything like that. So
No, we certainly weren't when we were setting up our microphones, were we?
We didn't know. We didn't know there was a band in you know, coming out here and anything else like that. So it's good to know. We'll work through that, and you know, it doesn't affect us too badly. It actually helps with the atmosphere and the crowd work and everything else.
I am loving the atmosphere. You know, it's pro soccer. It's a whole different level here, and it's really a good show being put on here by the Rise. And you got to come check it out, folks, here at Palmer Field all season. For those of you in North Austin, maybe we're thinking House Park was going to be a bit too much of a jaunt. Well, we are here right off I-35 in Palmer Lane. Yeah, it's fun for the whole family. Plenty of activities here. And after the game or before, you can head on over to Pop Stroke next door for a little bit of putt-putt. Looks like Peyton Urban's getting warmed up a little bit here at halftime. I don't think we're going to see a change in goal.
I think it's just maybe to just kind of keep loose and, you know, just because part of it, too, with this kind of heat, you have to worry about cramps a little bit more. And so I think it's just making sure she's ready to step in as needed in the event of anything going wrong.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that, David. I'm getting ready to have a little sit here while I have a couple of minutes. Don't need any cramp coming in. And we do hope you're enjoying tonight's broadcast. We'll be here for all the home games this season. This home schedule is scheduled to run through August 8th, which is a Saturday, and I know that because that's my 40th birthday.
There you go.
We'll be here calling the game. I'll be excited to celebrate that here with you guys. Our Vipe Live crew happy to be here. Rob Jaskula, David Roy, our cameramen this evening, Harley Hudson, and Vipe Live broadcast director Merle Bertrand helping us out this evening, and Suna Venkat in the studio, the Vipe Live mothership.
Oh, that's pretty close. I think we got a winner. Nice touch.
I wanted to give you a gift. So yes, I did. Oh, it's just really good. The trombone guy now, too. Thank you. I'm doing my best. I'm doing okay. I'm doing like I haven't done a soccer game for months. I'll be better next week.
Hey, and don't forget, if you want to get something to drink, something to eat, go ahead and scan that QR code and the Pops truck will come out and deliver your food and drink right to you in the stand. Just look for the QR code scanner around the stadium. And again, a huge shout out to all of y'all for coming out here tonight. New home, new venue for this season. Every home game will be right here at St. David's Performance Center here at Palmer Field. And don't forget, next Sunday, the 14th at 7 p.m. Boston Rise FC back in action, so make your plans now.
I got the prize. I got a large and extra large. Yeah, and a fan.
Welcome back here, Austin Rise FC for the second half.
Halftime here at Palmer Field, the home opener for the Austin Rise 2026 season. Rob Jaskula, David Roy back with you. It's 1-1 between the Rise and SouthStar FC. A first half that we think here in the booth that the Rise had the better of the chances in and the better of the play, but the only stat that counts is the score, and it's 1-1. Emma Torres opened the scoring 13 minutes in with a really nice finish off the cross from Gernsbacher at the top of the box, finishing low on Cecilia Sharoni. But just 12 minutes later, Sam Cortez with an absolutely world-class free kick from 25, 30 yards out into the top corner. Liesl Tetmeyer didn't have a chance at it, but I don't think there are many keepers in the world who would have had a chance at that one. When I used to work in professional hockey, our head coach, former NHLer Steve Pops, I have to give him credit for this one, would say on a good goal, that's a goal in any league, and that was one of those goals. Oh, it's 1-1 as we prepare for second half play. The Rise are going to have the breeze here in the second half, and well, David, the wind's picked up, the temperature's really cooled down, and everybody's had a chance to relax and get hydrated for a few minutes. I think we're going to see a good second half.
Yeah, and I think that when we go back to what we've talked about, the temperature coming down is going to play a big factor in the same way that as high as it was, the way it felt, the sun beating down on that turf, the turf already being hot, being under the sun all day, that played its own factor, I think, in that first half. And you really saw it from a SouthStar FC squad that really just didn't have the depth in behind, couldn't keep legs fresh. Rise FC, on the other hand, you're able to kind of keep your legs a little bit fresh, a little bit more. Deeper bench, that plays its own role. That plays its own merit into it. The other thing I think to keep in mind is the fact that there is such a deep bench. And as this night drags on, because of how hot it's been and everything else that goes into that, you're going to see, I think, a little bit more of Rise FC leaning on their bench, SouthStar trying to lean a little bit more on their stamina, their durability. And certainly it looks like from that first half, Rise FC already has an advantage in that department. Just the way they were able to continue to attack, continue to press the advantage, and really lean into the SouthStar FC defensive backfield, that it just continued to wear on them and created their own opportunities. Certainly a lot more shots on goal for Rise FC as a result. And it should carry over, I think, into the second half.
I think you hit the main storyline is going to be that deep bench of the Rise in the second half. And my prediction is that's going to be the difference maker tonight. And a change for the Rise as we begin the second half. Well, we saw her warming up at halftime, speculated, but only for a second. But Peyton Urban does take over in goal for the Rise as veteran keeper. A 2024 Ohio Valley Conference Keeper of the Year during her college days at Little Rock. And she takes over for the second half as the Rise kick off. They are right to left and looking to attack straight away. Coming in to this second half. Sprayed with the left foot, Asbeck to the left wing. This is Chicas for Gernsbacher, top of the box. She plays it back, though, for Luxinger. Sprayed to the right wing towards the corner. Put in by Jurgovic. She has McElderry near post. McElderry couldn't get the shot away, but got it as far as Connerty. But the Rise play it back to Jurgovic. Jurgovic with some nice footwork. Cuts in, looking for the cross. McElderry, first time, or one-touch pass, cut in. And put in at the near post by Gernsbacher. Katie Gernsbacher got her toe on it. I didn't know if Bridget McElderry was going to get to that one, but she did. It's taken 1 minute for the Rise to take their lead back here in the second half. And it's the veteran, it's the Marine, it's Katie Gernsbacher. And for Gernsbacher, her first goal of the year. The Rise attacking on the front foot, straight from kickoff, and they make it count. It's 2-1. Well, Jurgovic had a lot to do with that one. McElderry had a lot to do with that one. But it was the near post run of Katie Gernsbacher who got her toe to it at the near post and beat Cerrone. It's SouthStar in midfield, and they have to be shaken by that one. Connerty looking to play it forward towards McElderry. And maybe a change in formation here from the Rise. It almost looks like a 4-4-2 with McElderry and Gernsbacher up top. It came out in a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-3-3, depending on your preference. Headed out by Swanson. But the Rise, Jurgovic launches it towards the box. Looking to stretch their lead now. It's Gernsbacher getting a step, but plays it off the side of the net under the challenge of Sloane Sullivan. It's a goal kick, but the Rise really trying to press forward here in the early part of this second half. Again, the goal kick taken short. This is Sullivan out of her own end. For Gonzalez, the substitute. She did well to even get a boot on that. It was cut out by Emily Chicas. The left back, some Siguatepeque, Honduras. And she got her bounce on that one as well. In midfield, Lawrence. For Gernsbacher, she turns at midfield. She has options to her right and uses it. It's Jurgovic. Jurgovic with a nifty step over, but Claire Jacobson stepped up and put a foot in there to cut it out to the far side to throw to the Rise. We've played 4 minutes of the second half, and it took the Rise only one of those minutes to get back on top. Katie Gernsbacher at the near post to make it 2-1 as Jurgovic, again, with a good long throw. I always like that as a weapon. I think that is going to pay some dividends for the Rise throughout this season as the number twos run over each other. Gabrielle Williams got into the back of Jurgovic. It's a free kick to the Rise. Here's Luxinger. Now Asbeck playing it back for Patrick. Through to McElderry. McElderry has a runner on her right. This is Connerty. Will she get to it? She does. Puts in the cross towards the near post. But Cerrone is there to collect for SouthStar. Let the Rise looking really good here in the early part of the second half. They did make a few tactical changes that we can see out there, and they have SouthStar rattled. They play it long. Williams, a good touch to get it under her feet. For Cortez, their goal scorer. She sprays it with her left towards the wing, looking for Brinkley, but Brinkley went a step too early. The flag is up on the near side for offsides. That's our first offsides of this match, coming 50 minutes in. Shots 4-3 in favor of the Rise, on target, that is. Corners 4-0 in favor of the Rise, who lead 2-1. It's Urban. Again, taking it short. This time a free kick, not a goal kick, but no change in tactics there. As the Rise played out from the back again, here's Lawrence. Back for Luxinger. Got to Asbeck, but Asbeck's pass was a bit too heavy. And Cortez intercepts for SouthStar. Now Weddington. With pressing from McElderry and Gernsbacher. This is the change I was talking about with the two forwards applying pressure as Gonzalez's pass went off the leg of Lawrence. McElderry's going to be the first one to it. Here's Bridget McElderry cutting it to her left. Long shot coming in from Connerty, but that's saved by Sharoni. Maeve Connerty didn't quite catch all that one with her left. It was in on two hops, but still testing the keeper, Cecilia Sharoni. And the Rise remain on the front foot here. 6 minutes into this second half. 2-1 is the lead for the Rise. You throw on the far side to SouthStar. And the band in good voice this evening. The crowd really enjoying this one. A great crowd on hand. Be sure to head out here to Palmer Field. Next Sunday is the home game, 7 p.m. as Lone Star SC come calling in WPSL action. First substitute of the second half is going to be made by the Rise. It's Gabby Crisoni. And midfield Gernsbacher trying to play McElderry through over the top. Route 1 stuff. Out of her box was Sharoni to play it in the midfield. Cut out by Jurgovic. Jurgovic for Connerty, right wing. She gets around her marker, puts it across towards the near post. McElderry looking for it, but Sharoni off her line well again. Boy, Cecilia Sharoni's been very busy in the opening 8 minutes of this second half. In midfield, Luxinger cut it out. And Patrick ahead for Lawrence. Alexis Lawrence. Some nice dribbling around Weddington. She'll try a long shot, didn't catch all of it. And a kick save by Sharoni. Here's Gonzalez out of right back, but her dribbling a little lackadaisical. Alexis Lawrence with a nice tackle, picked it clean for McElderry. Now Luxinger plays it to her right, Connerty. Maeve Connerty does well under pressure, played it out for Jurgovic. She's going to play it across, first time. Bodies flying towards the goal, but Cecilia Sharoni there again. She is certainly getting her work in, collecting crosses. Here's Weddington. Dribbling around Luxinger, trying to play it through towards Williams, but that was cut out well by Cambry Patrick for the Rise. 9 minutes into the second half, and a beautiful sunset starting here in Central Texas. Here's Jurgovic. Lights on here at Palmer Field, or Connerty. Connerty trying to dribble around one, couldn't get around two, and it's Swanson who clears it up the far touchline. And Patrick, under pressure from Williams, plays it up the line looking for Jurgovic. That's out for an attacking throw to SouthStar. Really haven't had much going here in the second half. Their goal coming on a set piece as well. It falls to Westwood. In the midfield, McElderry. Left it for Luxinger. Now Westwood with her left trying to play it through. Cut out by Gonzalez for Weddington. And she'll go all the way back to Sharoni. Now Swanson. Swanson under pressure from McElderry has to turn back and go to the keeper. Really nice pressing from the Rise in this opening 10 minutes of the second half. They lead 2-1. Sullivan trying to go over the top, headed down by Crisoni. Now Luxinger. Got off of Williams well, and Tori Luxinger with room to pick out her pass. It's Gernsbacher. Well, Gernsbacher with one too many touches there. Shanti Weddington. with a good tackle, and now she marauds through midfield, playing to her left in Brinkley. Brinkley gets a cross in towards the back post. Urban with a strong hand, but falls to Cortez, but she scuffs her left-footed shot out for a goal kick. But Peyton Urban at full stretch to tip that cross away.
She really had to just lay out for it, and like you said, full extension just to redirect the trajectory. An impressive save.
Yeah, Cortez was able to get the shot away, but she wasn't ready for the ball to fall to her like that, and really just didn't catch all of her shot, and we know what she is capable of. SouthStar rotating their substitutes. And in the midfield towards Gernsbacher, but cut out by Weddington. Weddington up the line looking for Williams. Sophia Carr returned for SouthStar. Looks like she'll play in the forward line for them, as Madison Brinkley will take the throw on the near touchline, about 25 yards out. Got towards Carr, knocked down to Williams. But the Rise are able to fire it out clear in the midfield. Only as far as Swanson in the center circle for Sullivan. We played 57 minutes here at Palmer Field. And Brinkley puts in the left-footed cross towards the top of the box, cut out at the D by the Rise, but it falls to Kate. Here's Bailey Kate settling and firing a shot, but that's not going to trouble Peyton Urban. Stops it with her feet, now picks it up under pressure from Williams and heaves it out to the near side. And Gabby Crisione. Out the wing come the Rise, McElderry. Under pressure from Sullivan, but a really nice pass by her to get it to Camuso. Camuso trying to get through Weddington, but Shanti Weddington up to the challenge. Another nice tackle from her. And to the far side, it's Alasia Welch. We played 13 minutes of the second half, 58 minutes gone. And the Rise leading 2-1. Asbeck tracking back for the Rise ahead of Carr. It'll be a throw to SouthStar. After the Rise goal, it looked like they might add to their tally for the next 5 minutes or so, but the last 5 minutes or so have kind of been SouthStar's as they've started to apply some pressure, trailing by a goal. And a throw one on the far side by Jurgovich. I think Welch thought she may have played it off of her, but your referee quick with the signal there. There is a Rise throw, and Jurgovich sends it up the line. Headed down by Swanson, only as far as Asbeck. And McElderry left it for Camuso, played it long, Camuso trying to chase it down now, but Sharoni well out of her goal, puts it high in the air to midfield. Headed down by Asbeck for Connerty, now Gernsbacher. Gernsbacher with Welch marking her in front of the Rise bench. Falls to Jurgovich. Looking to play it up the line, Connerty, and Connerty is going to be guilty of a foul by the look of it. As she bundled over Claire Jacobson. This is Swanson for Weddington. The number 6 wearing number 6, playing it over the top. That was a good-looking ball, but it curled away from the runner, Carr, and Jurgovich plays it out for a throw. Well, we've played an hour here at Palmer Field in the Rise home opener. Glad you're deciding to spend part of your Saturday evening with us. Rob Jaskula, David Roy. Cameras by Harley Hudson and Merle Bertrand. Suna Venkat in the studio. Our Fife Live crew thrilled to be here this season, covering the home schedule as it's played into the box by Jacobson, but about 20 yards wide of Peyton Urban's goal. And it's a goal kick to the Rise. Rise leading 2-1. Emma Torres on 13 minutes. Sam Cortez, the 25th minute free kick. And just a minute into the second half, it was Katie Gernsbacher at the near post, getting a toe on it and firing home to give the Rise the 2-1 advantage that they enjoy. Free kick won by the Rise. Looks like they're going to slow down the pace here just a little bit with the 2-1 lead. Crissione will take the free kick. Towards the top of the D, headed out by Sullivan. Yeah, a bit of head tennis. That's Connerty trying to get it under her feet as she lobs it to the far side, looking for Jurgovic. But it's out for a SouthStar throw. And the band and supporters section on their feet, a great crowd on hand here at Palmer Field.
It's just a lot of fun. Just come out and just have some fun.
It's really been great. The atmosphere is fantastic. Fun for the whole family, too. A lot of kids here, which you love to see.
Well, I mean, you have putt-putt that you can go and do before you come over here. It's literally within walking distance.
Look, that was tough for me. We're on the clock here today, but I definitely wanted to get a few rolls in out there.
You know, come out earlier next time. Yep. There you go.
It should be a throw for the Rise, about 20, 25 yards out on the far side. 62 minutes gone. And Jurgovic will play it into the box, throw it into the box for Gernsbacher. Gernsbacher heads it towards goal. She was looking for Camuso, but Sloan Sullivan was there for SouthStar. But Harris tracks back well for the Rise. Luxinger for Crissione. She has time to settle. Picks out her pass. She goes up the wing, Camuso. Camuso tries a left-footed cross again towards the near post. Well, we know Gernsbacher can score from there, but it was cut out by Sullivan. Last touch, though, by Gernsbacher, and a goal kick to the visitors, SouthStar FC, out of the Dallas-Fort Worth area. But their manager, Bianca Brinson, is an Austin native. Her 512 phone number was throwing all of us off earlier today. In midfield, this is Bailey Kate getting around Luxinger. They're just looking to try and play it through the middle. Lauren Westwood says, no, ma'am, cuts it out well. Here's Gernsbacher, some great footwork to get around Waddington. Playing it through towards McElderry. Off her line, though, is Sharoni to smother it. Looks like she was onside as well. Here's Weddington. Looking for Cortez. She backheels it. And left it for Brinkley. Going up the line looking for Williams. She's being tracked by Westwood. Williams runs out of space. And it'll be a goal kick for Peyton Urban with 64 minutes gone. Here at Palmer Field, and the Rise leading 2-1. And the lights definitely having some effect now as we roll towards sunset on an early summer Saturday here in Central Texas. And it does kind of feel, David, like that little burst that SouthStar had may have been ridden out by the Rise here.
Well, and I think part of that just goes back to the big storyline that we were talking about earlier. It's been warm, and I know it's cooled considerably. The sun is set. It's not beating down on the players like it was. You got some cloud cover. Have a nice breeze coming in. It just really feels like, though, that SouthStar just wasn't quite able to manage the marathon, and I think that's partially because of Rise. I think Rise being so much on the offensive, partially because of the deeper bench, they were able to turn it into a sprint in that first half of play that it just really opened things up and forced SouthStar to try and have to match that energy, and I just don't think they're quite cut out from it from a durability standpoint, from the depth standpoint. They're just not quite able to match that from the first half, and now that's carried over to the second half. SouthStar got their second wind. Like you said, Rise able to ride it out, hold serve, and since then it just kind of feels like SouthStar maybe starting to fall off, starting to lose their legs, and you're starting to see it out here right now.
McElderry nearly sprung the run there of Connerty. And SouthStar again able to play it forward, but no closer than 40 yards from the Rise goal. And it is still about 70% humidity out here as well. That's definitely a factor in this heat. We're not quite at August temperatures yet. It only hit 91 or 92 degrees today, but it's been a rainy spring here in Central Texas. Humidity has been up 70% all day today.
Well, and there was a chance we were going to be doing this in the rain, when we were looking at it. It still looks like it might. I mean, the clouds are rolling in here a little bit more, but you have that. It was kind of raining off and on throughout the morning a little bit here yesterday as well. And so that adds a layer to it. That adds to the humidity as you talked about. And we just, we had no idea what conditions were going to be when we came out. Fortunate for the conditions that we did get, despite the heat.
It truly is a beautiful evening here. And as we've talked about so many times, such a wonderful atmosphere as well as the band starts up a new song for me right on cue. This is Kylie Swanson for SouthStar. For Sullivan, maybe a bit of a tired pass there. That was a dangerous look. Under pressure, taken away by Gernsbacher. She rounds Cerrone and flots it home. 3-1 is the Rise lead. Another mistake at the back, and the Rise punish. It's a second half brace for Katie Gernsbacher. And the Rise are in control.
Just able to drive in, and once you get past, you had 2-on-1, and it's just a really beautiful fake, right? Able to just sell it, and once she goes to her knees, once your goalkeeper goes to her knees like that and falls, it's over, right? The most important thing you can do is keep your footing. Once she lost that, it was over. I mean, you could have walked it in the rest of the way, and it would have still counted.
I thought she might, but I like that she finished that from 8 yards out. Katie Gernsbacher, the veteran, not taking any chances. She's got the open goal, shoot it in. She had McElderry to her left, but once Cerrone was rounded, it was just a question of how that was going to go in the goal. It's 3-1. It's a double for Katie Gernsbacher, and it's a delightful double as well here in the second half. First breaking the tie, and now giving the Rise a 2-goal lead. 68 minutes gone, and it's 3-1. And here come the substitutes for Michael Bates. And I was going to mention when we were talking before that turnover and goal, Michael Bates made a few tactical changes. He changed how the Rise are playing up front, and that's really given SouthStar fits here in the second half. The pressing of McElderry and Gernsbacher has really been effective.
Well, and now you're talking about a 2-goal lead, right? And this is a team that we talked about last week, shut out their opponent, won 6-0, and now you got a 3-1 advantage. And if you're Rise, there's no reason to take your foot off the gas whatsoever. You have the depth, as just demonstrated, several substitutions to come in, keep those legs fresh, and press the attack like that.
Back post cross from Jurgovic was into a dangerous area, headed away by Sullivan. That's going to fall for one of the Rise substitutes, Ashley Perez, to another Kara Harris. So changing the defensive midfield is Michael Bates. SouthStar able to clear through midfield towards Gracie Page. Couldn't get a second touch on it. And a great tracking back from Gabby Criscione to play it back to Urban. I saw Maya Ramirez returned for the Rise, and it looks like Emma Torres as well. As it's played up the right wing, Connor T. She knew 20 yards from the touchline that was going to be out of her reach. It's a goal kick to SouthStar. Two goals from Katie Gernsbacher in this second half. The veteran who played her college soccer at both North Texas and here in town for the Texas Longhorns. Showing her veteran leadership from the top. Here's Ramirez back to goal. Nicely done by her. Looking to play in Connor T. But the flag's gone up on the far side for offside. 20 minutes from time, and the Rise lead 3-1. A perfect 3-0 start to their season on the road. Looking to make it 4-0, put 12 points on the table.
FC goal scored by number 8.
Here's Camuso
Ernstbacher,
for Ramirez.
second of the match.
Maya Ramirez with Jacobson marking her, plays it to her right. It's Jurgovic. Jurgovic for Connerty. She tried a one-touch pass, but it was behind. The runner intercepted by SouthStar, but not too many ideas going forward. They just hoof it long. That does fall to Cortez, their goal scorer, looking to play it with her left up the left wing. And there is a run there from Carr, but Jurgovic able to swing a leg around in front of her and put it out. It is a corner, though, to SouthStar. This will be their first of the night. It's the Rise leading 3-1, and some beautiful pink clouds here in Central Texas. A lovely evening it's turned into. And glad you're spending part of it with us here on the Austin Rise FC YouTube channel. Our Fight Live crew, happy to be with you. Rob Jeskula, David Roy, calling the action.
I'm just here to make sure we stay on the rails. That's my number one job here tonight, is just to make sure we stay on the rails here. So far, I don't know that I've done a very good job of that.
I was going to say, interesting choice of words.
My job is to keep us on the rails.
The corner was put in by Weddington, headed away by the Rise. It should be out. No, held in by the Rise. And played up through midfield towards Ramirez, or Torres rather. Torres, who opened the scoring here tonight. Heavy touch, but nearly got her foot back on it. And again, SouthStar able to clear long, but nothing more. Peyton Urban or Westwood. In the midfield, it's Kara Harris turning. And with her left out to the right side, Jurgovic. Jurgovic is going to try a little route one, and she has the run of Camuso. Oh, but that was just about a foot ahead of her. Too far ahead of her as Sharoni is out 16 yards from her goal line to collect that one. Again, playing out of the back, SouthStar having some issues as Connerty put in a tackle and won a throw for the Rise. And that third goal was really made by some tired passing as SouthStar passed across their back line to the lone defender who was on an island. And the Rise able to pounce. Jurgovic sends it towards the end line, and that's going to carry over for a goal kick to SouthStar. 3-1, though, is the Rise lead here in the 74th minute. Sullivan or Welch in front of our broadcast position. Pass was intercepted by Criscione. Back for Westwood. Westwood with some nice dribbling through the middle looking for Ramirez. That was intercepted by Shanti Weddington. Weddington getting ahead of steam, but she ran into the tackle of Westwood and won a free kick. And I don't think anything is too far out for Sam Cortez. I wouldn't be surprised to see her have another whack at this one. This is into the breeze, but the breeze has calmed a little bit. It's 3-1, the Rise lead. It looks like it is going to be Weddington to take this free kick. Cortez is unmarked on the right wing. But adjusting the wall has bought the Rise an extra couple seconds to get the defense set. Peyton Urban directing traffic from in her goal. Bodies lined up at the top of the 18-yard box for SouthStar. Weddington's going to try the shot, but that's up over the bar. And I'm not surprised she took the shot, but I am surprised it wasn't Cortez if that's what they were going to do. It's a goal kick. 15 minutes from time. We've played 75 minutes of this home opener. It's the Rise leading 3-1. It was level at a goal apiece at halftime. But the Katie Gernsbacher second half brace. Goals in the 46th and 67th minutes have the Rise in control of this one. Gambry Patrick plays it to the right side, and Jurgovic. A midfield tap down by Torres. Ahead now for Perez. Perez trying to spring the runner, Ramirez. Oh, and again, just about a yard ahead of her. And Sharoni off her line well again. And Cecilia Sharoni's had a really busy second half there in that SouthStar goal.
Well, and I think SouthStar is wishing that she wouldn't be so busy. And part of it goes back to, and it just, as a observation here, SouthStar FC, a lot of hands on hips right now, a lot of labored breathing, a lot of, that heat, that tiredness and fatigue really starting to set in. And, in matches like this, it's really a battle of attrition, a battle of longevity. And so far, I think, Sharoni's busy night is just a symptom of that cause of SouthStar just playing exhausted right now.
And we just saw it there as Weddington can't corral the pass that should have been pretty comfortable for her. Here come the Rise, 2-on-2 if they hurry. This is Torres under the tackle of Swanson. Play on, says the referee, as she went down under contact. It's Welch. The careless pass to Perez. Here's Ramirez. She's looking for runners. And the Rise really just sending runners. 8 outfield players on the bench. Only 3 brought by SouthStar as they tried to split the defenders, but that pass was well ahead of Gracie Pay. And it looked like the Rise had it covered anyway. It's Peyton Urban keeping it from going out. We've played 77 minutes, 13 minutes from time here. And the Rise leading 3-1. 2 from Gernsbacher, 1 from Torres. A great boot from Urban. Torres was unable to get a good second touch on it. It's Bailey Kate for SouthStar. Good defending from Perez. They have to go all the way back to the center half. And Sloan Sullivan to the right side, Alasia Welch. Closed down by Camuso. Camuso with some pretty fresh legs. And she did a nice job making up the distance there. Put it out for a SouthStar throw, though, in an attacking position. Love that horn section. It's throwing only about 8 yards up from the end line into Torres. Or Cortez, rather. And her cross goes out on the near side. Urban was pinching the post, as she should have anyway, and just watched it go out harmlessly to her left. And she'll be in no hurry to resume. And as you mentioned, David, boy, you called it. A lot of hands on hips from SouthStar here.
It's just kind of the way this night has gone, and just don't see it changing anytime soon.
And it's one thing if the scores are level. They're chasing a 2-goal deficit as Camuso plays it to Ramirez. Nice stuff here again from the Rise. Now Torres. Torres got it to Camuso. Camuso with time. Gets it on her left. Puts in a shot. Oh, a good save at the near post by Sharoni. That one just hung up in the air, and it was looking like it was going to find that top bin. But Cecilia Sharoni read it well. And with a 2-hand set over the bar. That was a nice volleyball play by her. It's out for a corner to the Rise. But I had a great angle of that one and watched it dipping towards that corner. That would have been some goal from Gianna Camuso. But it is a 5th corner of the evening for the Rise with 10 minutes to play. And it will be Emma Torres once again. Three bodies inside the 6, 2 on the goal line for the Rise. The rest at the top of the box are going to go near post. Ooh, and that wasn't Torres' best. Goal kick with 10 minutes to go. Our next broadcast here will be next Sunday, 7 p.m. Lone Star SC. Come for a visit in WPSL action. Lone Star Conference is really heating up, and the Rise are on top of it and look like good value to stay there here in their 4th match of the season. It's Sloan Sullivan up for Alasia Welch. Shrugs off the challenge of Camuso. Nicely done by her, but the pass intercepted by Perez. She tapped it to Camuso. Camuso trying to find the run of Torres. That was cut out by Sullivan. And now Sullivan tries to dance around Perez, and Perez got a foot in there, and she is going to see yellow. A second booking of the game by our referee, Albert Marino. And both of them have gone against the Rise. Ryan Jurgovich was carded just before halftime, and now Ashley Perez into the book in the 81st minute. Just 9 minutes to go, plus added time. Camuso being told to back up a step or two to get 10 yards away. SouthStar going to rotate their substitutes, and another substitution for the Rise. I think this is Alexis Lawrence. Hasn't yet turned to see the number. As the free kick is played towards the top of the box. Nice touch by Kate. But a better challenge from Westwood. Lauren Westwood has been really good back there tonight. So has Cambry Patrick, this defensive pairing for the Rise. Very calm, keeping the play in front of them. Both good on the ball as well. They haven't been too busy, but the Rise did lose their clean sheet streak here tonight on a worldie of a free kick from Sam Cortez. It is the Rise, up right wing. Lawrence touches it down. Looking to get to Ramirez, but it was cut out by SouthStar. Harris intercepts for the Rise. Here's Perez. Now Torres for Kara Harris. Harris spins away from a challenge. And up to the left wing, Criscione. Looking for the run of Camuso, but Sullivan got there first. Seven minutes from full time here at Palmer Field, and the Rise leading 3-1. And good tracking back from Gabby Criscione. That's captain's leadership right there, showing the hustle late in the game to track back defensively. Patrick plays it ahead through midfield. Torres, now she's trying to find the run of Camuso, but the flag has gone up on the far side for offside, and it looked like Sharoni was going to get there again. Really getting her sprints in off the goal line, those 15, 17-yard sprints. Here's Shanti Weddington. Spinning away from Perez. For Williams. Williams under pressure from Harris, goes all the way back to Sharoni. And SouthStar really haven't had too many attacking ideas here in the second half, and they go route one, headed down by Westwood. Fell to Camuso. Camuso trying to spring a run of Torres. That was cut out by Sullivan. With 6 minutes to go from full time, we've played 84 minutes. The Rise leading 3-1. The second half brace from Katie Gernsbacher, the difference. Ramirez playing it forward towards Torres, but a foot got in there from Kylie Swanson. And now Jacobson up the left wing. Got around Jurgovich, but not around Patrick.
We are looking for a Kia car fob that's been lost.
Back to Urban.
Would you please return it to one of the Austin
And the Rise happy to play out the back.
merchandise tents below.
Lauren Westwood. Or Kara Harris. And turning in midfield is Emma Torres. Oh, she had three different SouthStar players try to mark her. She plays it to the right side, Jurgovich. Jurgovich stretching those long legs. Plays in the cross on the ground. That was cut out by Weddington. Top of the box, it's Torres. Her touch was heavy. Weddington got in there again. And now Shanti Weddington with some nice footwork and got it to Williams. Well, Shanti Weddington, I think, has been the best for SouthStar here tonight. She certainly had a lot to do. Here's Jacobson, far side, under the challenge of Harris. And Harris is going to win the free kick. 5 minutes to play, plus added time. Here at Palmer Field in the home opener for the Austin Rise. It's been a good one. 3-1 is the lead. Great lighting on this field as well, which you love to see. Harris Up the right side, Lawrence. She couldn't get around Lexi Gonzalez, but wins a throw. It'll be Jurgovich to take it. Towards the edge of the box, booted away by Sullivan. Taken down by Kate. But she's not going to get too far. Cambry Patrick there for the rise. Jurgovich. Well, Torres tried to tap it back to Harris. That was intercepted by Kate, who got up left wing Williams. Again, though, the rise tracking back in midfield. They've just won so many of those battles as it's sprayed out towards the near side, but nobody home for the rise. It'll be a throw to SouthStar. That will serve to run the clock a little bit more here. Rise leading 3-1. Shots on target 8-5 in favor of the rise here tonight. Corners are 5-1 in favor of the rise. And here's Kylie Swanson. Had the ball bouncing on her. It was intercepted by the rise. Harris playing it up the wing. Lawrence has a long run. Can she keep it in? No. 87 minutes gone now, and 3-1 is the rise lead. And David, this one kind of petering out a little bit here, as we've talked about so many times.
Yeah, and I mean, you can just kind of see it. I mean, right in here, just hands on hips and just having a tough time of it. And it's just kind of been that way here tonight. It's just, now, you know, much in the same way that, you know, we've had our own kind of technical difficulties. Our equipment's gotten a little tired at various points here tonight. SouthStar FC is just kind of worn out. However, we're all kind of back on track and everything else, and some tweaks we'll make will improve everything going into next week. And, you know, anytime you kind of have, you know, it's our first time out here at this venue, first time kind of with this setup, it just kind of gives us an opportunity, you know, a couple little bumps in the road here tonight, a couple things for us to, you know, tweak and adjust and be back and ready for next week for some more fun and some more Rise FC action, with an opportunity for Rise to just kind of continue to uphold what they have gotten started here tonight.
That is a 7 p.m. start next Sunday here at Palmer Field against Lone Star SC. If you can't make it out, we'll be right here broadcasting all the action live for you. In midfield, it's won by the Rise. Torres trying to get forward, but Weddington tracked back. And again, over the top from SouthStar. That's really the only idea they've had for the majority of the second half. And Jurgovich plays it back to Urban. The Rise back forward, having a really good day. But one thing for the Rise to work on, they did lose that clean sheet streak. Yes, it was on a world-class free kick. But for the coaching staff, you like that. Got something to really work on. You know, a point to really hammer home. And I have to credit Michael Bates. Joined the Rise after being an assistant with Angel City out in LA. Played his college soccer for the Santa Clara Broncos. I have to give a big shout out to big Austin Rise fan Jenna Choquette, who played lacrosse there as well. She's helped me this evening as it's played to the left side. Criscione cutting in on Sullivan. Still Gabby Criscione. And she plays a beautiful curler towards Ramirez. Playing it out wide towards Lawrence. That's too heavy for her. 30 seconds left of normal time. And the Rise cruising here. 3-1 is their lead. Michael Bates made some changes at halftime tactically. The pressure from having two up front forced the goal early from Gernsbacher. And that really hurt the spirits of SouthStar. They went at halftime 1-1, thinking maybe they could get something out of this game. 60 seconds into the half, they're down a goal, and then they're chasing. Here's Ramirez trying a long shot. Criscione, full extension. Well, the Rise hungry for more as we've played 90 minutes. And I love this shooting outside of the box, willing to take a crack, and why not? You're up 2 goals.
I don't know what's more impressive, the shot from outside the box and the range with it, how on target it was, or the extension for Joni to just full-on extend and deflect.
Back post volleyed by Harris just over the bar. That was probably the best corner we've seen from Torres, at least in the second half. Corner's now 6-1 in favor of the Rise. And even more impressive with that save is how busy Cristioni's been. She's got to be tired.
Yeah.
She's certainly gotten her workout in today. It could have been more for the Rise, but they are going to win this one by the looks of it. In midfield, this is Sloane Sullivan for Cortez. Cortez lobbing it up over the top. Westwood's going to get there. And Urban will clear. We've played 1 minute extra here so far. Handed down by Cortez. Play on, says the referee. Cortez lobs it into the box, and there's Peyton Urban with some textbook form to collect that cross 10 yards out.
You talked about earlier, some of the changes that Coach Bates had made. One of them that, we haven't maybe necessarily, praised enough is your switch at your goalie back here and making the move to Urban and bringing in a fresh goalie at the second half. I mean, what a world of difference. Yeah, I mean, and it doesn't take anything away from Tatemeyer. You just kind of feel like, hey, let's get a fresh goalie back there. And Urban has done fantastic here. Hasn't been put in a lot of awkward spots, but certainly done well.
And pointing at the center spot is our referee. It's full time here at Palmer Field, and the Austin Rise take it by 3-1. The Katie Gernsbacher second half brace, the difference here tonight. Goals in the 46th and 67th minutes to put this one away. The Rise are 4-0, all 12 points on the board. First place in the Lone Star Conference. The loss drops SouthStar FC to 0-2 on the season. 0 points on the board for them. They've scored in both of their losses, but they have shipped 9 goals. Certainly not the fault of Cecilia Sharoni. She had a lot to do in goal, and she did a really nice job for them, but not enough as the Rise, on talent, on tactics, on conditioning, the better side here tonight, and they take it 3-1. David in front of the home crowd, scoring 3 goals and sending the crowd home happy. Gotta love that.
Well, I think it's the most important aspect of it is being able to pick up the win. And like you said, you win in front of the home fans, it's a good feeling. What's an even better feeling is winning by a comfortable margin in front of the home fans. And, it's exactly what this Rise FC squad was able to do. It's important. It's important for a couple of different things. It keeps the momentum going, and it keeps that team moving forward. The question, the challenge now becomes for Coach Bates, because you're at such a hot start, how do you keep this team hungry, right? How do you keep them from not getting complacent? One way is, as you alluded to it earlier, you've no longer got the perfect goose egg on the other side of your scoreboard here. So now you've got the other side of it and everything that goes into it, that now as you move forward, now as you go forward, you have set a standard and you have built something here in front of the home fans that this is what Rise FC ball looks like.
And back-to-back conference champions coming into this season, new coaching staff. How do you keep that momentum going? Well, Michael Bates has the Rise 4-0 on the season. They've scored 12 goals. They've only conceded 1. And here in the home opener, a brand new venue for this club as well. Christening. But then it was Gernsbacher's turn to turn goal scorer. A 46-minute finish at the near post. And then rounding the keeper and firing home from 8 yards in the 67th minute to make it 3-1. And that really did feel decisive. SouthStar maybe could have gotten one back. They did in the first half. But with those tired legs, they were never really going to make up a 2-goal deficit tonight, was really how it felt. And really credit the back line. Jurgovich, Westwood, Patrick. Chicas started. Cristioni played about the last half hour for the Rise. And nice job in goal, both by Liesl Tetmeyer and Peyton Urban, to not quite keep the clean sheet, but still a strong defensive performance nonetheless. Well, any final thoughts, David?
No, I think you've hit the nail on the head. And I think, all the points that can be brought up we've hit ad nauseum. The one thing, though, that I will say that I think is going to be interesting moving forward is how Coach Bates continues throughout this summer, as this summer really gets into the dog days of it, how he continues to play with that deep bench, the moves at goalie. Does that mean Urban's going to start next week and then you make the move back? Do you keep Tennemeyer going forward and, make that change? How do you continue to kind of manage the heat, the bench, keeping ladies fresh, everything along those lines? I think you kind of get a glimpse at that tonight. A lot of substitutes throughout the course, both halves, and then the change in the second half at the goalie spot. I think we're going to just kind of continue to see what that strategy looks like. Was it something unique for SouthStar? Does it change depending on what you get next week? I think all those things, the chess match of it all, is what I think is really going to be interesting going forward.
Well, the answers to those questions and more next Sunday, 7 p.m. right here at Palmer Field. The Rise will take on Lone Star SC. If you can't make it out to Palmer Field, and if you're in town, you should. It's a great time here. But be sure to tune in right here on the Austin Rise FC channel. We'll bring you all the action. As for tonight, we do hope you enjoyed the broadcast. I know you enjoyed the outcome as the Rise take it 3-1 in their home opener. For Harley Hudson and Merle Bertrand, for my broadcast colleague David Roy, for Suna Venkat in the studio, my name is Rob Jaskula. Take care, everybody. We'll see